Today we will do an introduction to Adobe Premiere Pro. We will learn how to make a new project, how to import footage, how to make a sequence, how to cut footage, how to add transitions, and how to export. So first and foremost, you're going to want to open up Adobe Premiere Pro. Go to the Adobe Creative Cloud icon, or you can go to the search bar and type in Premiere, and then open up Premiere Pro. Once Premiere Pro is opened, you're going to want to click on New Project on the left. You're going to want to give your project a name. You're going to want to pick where to set it to. I'm going to keep mine in my Adobe Premiere Pro files. Select the folder and hit OK. When your new project opens up, you'll notice the workspace. However, you can have multiple different workspaces. That's what these names up at the top are. Learning, assembly, editing, so on and so forth. Currently, I'm in effects. You can switch to different ones for different functions. Say if you're doing color correction, you're going to want to be in the color workspace. If you're trying to assemble things in the timeline, which we'll get to in a moment, you're going to probably want to be in assembly. You don't have to be in these specific ones, but they're organized to make it a bit bigger and a bit more useful to whatever you're doing at hand. You can also make custom ones, like I have myself. I have a CS5 one over here. You can do so by going to Window at the top and turning on and off any of these options here. So say I want my history on, I can click history, and now that pops up. For now though, we're going to go to editing. First and foremost, we're going to want to import media so that we can actually make a project. Without any media, we can't make a video. So you have two options to do it. So you can either click on import media to start down to the bottom, and it'll pull up your file explorer and you can go to the desired document, or you can click on your file explorer down here and go to the document and drag it in there. I'm going to go with the former of the options. So I'm going to find my desired footage. Let's take this one. And now once it's in, I need to make a sequence so I can edit it. So what I can do is I can either go to the top and go to File, New Sequence, or I can drag the media from the import file into the timeline, and it'll automatically make a sequence for me. I'm also going to switch over to assembly because now I'm trying to assemble things, and this makes more sense. You can toggle the view too. You can do icon view, you can do list view, or freeform view. Personally, I prefer icon view and list view, depending on what I'm trying to do. Once you have your video in your sequence, making a timeline, you can cut your video if you desire. So for example here, I have a cat rolling around in the rug. Say I just want the shake. So you can grab the play cursor at the top here, and you can move back and forth, which is called scrubbing, with either your mouse, or you can also use the arrows on your keyboard to go frame by frame. And the way to cut is there's a few options to do it. You can go to the left here of your timeline, and you have a bunch of different tools. So the razor tool, the cut tool, you can click on that and select it. You can also use the shortcut. If you hover over it, you'll see it says C. If you hit C in your keyboard, that'll bring it up. So now I can go down to my timeline, and you see how I get this line that goes over the audio and the video. If I left click with it in my desired location, it's going to split the clip in two. So now if I go to the selection tool, which is V, and I grab the second half of it, the left mouse button, and I drag it, as you can see, I now have two separate clips. If you want to add transitions between two or more clips, first thing you're going to have to do is close up the space between your clips. You can either manually drag it over by clicking on it with the selection tool with V and then left clicking and drag it over to the end of the desired clip, Or you can click on the dead space between and click delete, and it'll snap them together. We can also zoom in if you grab the bar at the bottom here. You can scrub around, move over. We still only have a jump cut here. I want to do a fade in between the two, between the video and the audio, so it's less of an abrasive cut than this. The first thing to do is you can go up to the effects, workflow up here, and you go to effects at the top right here. And we can either search for it, we can search for transitions as such, and this will only show us transitions. Or we can manually go find one. So we can go under audio transitions and go under video transitions. Let's start with video transitions though. So I'm going to go video transitions. We have a bunch of different options, but I want a dissolve. So I'm going to go to dissolve, and I just want to cross dissolve. So I'm going to grab that with the left mouse button and drag it over to the junction of the two clips, as you see here. And you know it's in the right spot because both sides of the clips are highlighted. So I put that there, and now I've got a cross dissolve. So if we play it back, it dissolves from the first clip into the second. Now, the audio still doesn't dissolve though. It still jumps. So I'm going to go to audio transitions, go to crossfade, and then click on constant power and drag that over. Same thing, but I'm putting it on the audio track. First and foremost, you have a video track on the top and you have audio track on the bottom. You can also stack as many of these as you want. As you can see, you have a V2, V3. It goes on and upward as far as you want to go. Same with audio, except in reverse, it goes down. The one thing to keep in mind, though, is with video, unlike audio, whatever's on the top is going to take precedent over whatever's on the bottom. So if you drag another video on top of this one in a video 2, it will obscure video 1. Not every video will require transitions between each clip, but when you're done editing your entire project, you're going to want to go up to File, down to Export, and click on Media. This will bring up your export settings. So first and foremost, you're going to want to click your format. If you're trying to upload to YouTube, you need to select H.264, otherwise it will not be supported on YouTube. There are other formats available, but for our sake, we're going to use H.264. Next, we're going to want to name the file. So it's under Output Name. So click on the blue hyperlink. Give your project a name. I'll call this Test Video. And you want to select your destination. I already have mine selected. And click Save. Now you can tweak your settings here if you want. If you unclick these checkboxes, you can change the aspect ratio. You can change the frame rate. But for our sake, you want to try to have it match the actual source. And then you can either queue it if you're doing multiple projects, or just click Export if you have one. In our case, we're going to click Export. So you'll want to wait for this to end, and then we're going to go check on the finished project. And now we're just testing the video itself. And it works just great. And that's that. So this was a very brief tutorial on how to use Adobe Premiere Pro. Thanks for watching.